look for famous scientists, open it up, and you should get to your notes page, which look like this. We are going to be starting research on famous scientists, as you know. If you haven't already picked your scientists, please send me a message and I'll help you get one. But what you want to do today is start to record the information that we talked about from yesterday. Initially, we had talked about these notes. There are 8 of these boxes on 2 slides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 here. I took them and I moved them to this sheet. I did that just to make it easier for you to type in your information. You'll see that this is still slide 1. It says right here. Oops, let me try that again. It says right here, slide 1, slide 2, slide 3. So you can see which slide you're on. And the whole row goes with the slide. So this is slide 1, slide 2, slide 3. Let me walk you through this chart just so you know how it works. So when you're doing slide number 1, it's about biographical information, just like slide number 1 over here had been about biographical information. And what you want to do is provide the birthplace, date of birth, and date of death for the person, the famous scientist. I would recommend starting with Wikipedia. So you can open up a new tab and you can either type the person's name, and often one of the first returns is going to be Wikipedia, or you could go to wikipedia.org. And what I want you to do is try to get the easiest information first. Don't get stuck on the hard stuff. Get the low-hanging fruit. So I was supposed to find the person's date of birth and date of death. So for my example here, I see that Albert Einstein was born on March 14, 1879, and that he died April 18, 1955. So I'm going to add that information to my notes here. And now that that information is in my notes, the next thing I want to do is tell where I got it from. This is a very important column. And you'll see now that the works cited is right beside my notes. So I'm going to come right back here, and I want to do this anytime I get information. I'm going to go back and click on the URL up here. And for you, you want to tap on it and then tap until you see the word copy show up there. I'll type that out really quick just so it's clear. You want to tap on it until copy shows up. But here I can just highlight it and copy it. Then go back to your notes, and in the works cited box, you press and hold until you see a paste option. It takes a little longer on Google, but it will work in this Google document. And if it doesn't, you can also press Command and V at the same time to paste. Then do one more thing. Press return, and now you have a hyperlink. And this is beneficial because if you need to go back and get more information or see where you got information for this box here, it's really easy. You just click on the link beside it. Or if I need to check to make sure your information came from a good source or that it's accurate, I can click on the link. I should be able to do this for every one of your pages except for one where you don't even need a link. So paste that information there, and then you can click on it to get back there, or I can click on it to get back there. If you have a really long link, you can also alternatively click here, highlight it, and then look for this insert link paperclip. If you don't see it, you might find 3 dots here that you can click on, and then the paperclip will be right here. Either way, click on the paperclip and then paste your link in there in the box, click apply, and now those words are your hyperlink, and they'll take you there as well. So I'll just leave that. I think it looks neater and cleaner. And again, I want to do that for every place I get it. Even if I use the same source, like if I find out what his highest level of school was, what Einstein's highest level of school was here, and I type it in, I still want to put that source from earlier so that I know that's where I got the information, so that my teacher knows where I got that information as well. So make sure you do that wherever and whenever you're getting information for your source. And if you have more than one link, certainly paste the other link down here as well. Now, on the note of resources, try to stick to Wikipedia today. But if you do scroll down, you should judge whether or not the source is a good one. Like the Nobel Prize Committee is probably a good website if you're looking at this one here. That's probably a decent website to check out. Encyclopedia Britannica is probably a trustworthy source. I wouldn't so much trust Goodreads because that's like reviews of books. Maybe biography.com, but it's not as reputable as Britannica, Encyclopedia Britannica. Maybe the History Channel would be okay. Definitely the National Academy of Sciences. So you just have to be discerning in where you decide to get the information. But try to stick to Wikipedia for today and fill in as much of your note sheet as possible, making sure that you put a link anytime you're getting information from that source so that you can go back and find it and your teacher can go back and find it too. One last thing. Actually, a couple last things. When you get down to number 3, I should say for numbers 1 and 2, it's going to be just paste them in. The date of birth, the date of death, the school that person went to, that information you can't put in your own words. It's just going to be the same exact words. But down here for number 3, where we talk about what experiences inspired your scientist to do the work he or she did, that is going to be something you can put in your own words. And for most of this, you want to make sure that you put it in your own words. That's a really big deal. Do not copy and paste. Do not copy and paste from the website. Rather, read it and try to put it in your own words and then put the link to it over here. But make sure you put it in your own words. Paraphrase. Okay? That's a big deal. And then one other thing is, if you get stuck and you're not sure what it's asking for in one of the boxes on the slides, I created a whole section called hints and tips. So if you look, for instance, for life experience, let me get a different, here's my arrow. If you look for life experience all the way over here, it's going to tell you what science-related experiences inspired the future career, what that means, and maybe some examples of that. And this one, what it means for the person's focus or scientific study. So read this hints and tips box if you're stuck, because that should be a help to you. Now, if we're thinking big picture, we are going to try, let me see if I can move this a little bit. We're going to try to fit all this in 2 weeks. So far, we've already done intro report. And today we're on research and notes. That means we have today, tomorrow, and the next day to do research. That's 3 days. We have a total of 8 slides. So if you take 8 and divide it by 3, it's a little over 2. It's like 2.5 of those slides per day. So if you're pacing yourself, you want to try to do like 2.5 of these boxes per day. So if you do the first 3 today, that would be a good amount of work to get done. And then you'd have like 3 more tomorrow. If you can do more than that, by all means try to. But just try to pace yourself so you get it done on time and you're not way behind. So you want to shoot for about 3 per day. And then that'll set you up so that you can easily be ready for the presentation work in the video that we'll work on the following 4 days. So that's the big picture timeline to kind of give you an idea of how much you want to do. If you have questions, send me a message and let me know. Thanks.